Did I miss something?
Good morning,
Yeah.
good morning. We are live right
More.
now. How's it going?
Oh, we are. We are live. Okay. Hey, hey. I didn't realize we were live. Yay. Good morning, everybody. Doing
Good
great.
morning. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your coming. Thank you so much, Raz.
You're
How
welcome.
do you call your
Thank you
name,
for
please?
having
Can
me.
you what?
Uh, I'm in Toronto,
Toronto. Awesome. Can you
and
please introduce yourself?
yeah, I live here in Toronto, and I am married. I've been married for 17 years. Woo! And I have a we have a teenage daughter, and we have a pet rabbit. So yes,
Oh,
that's for our family. And yeah, I just like everybody else, I too went to school and got my wasn't very good at school, but I barely got out of school. And then I started working in the corporate world in HR, so human resources. I did about, I don't know, maybe about 13 or 14 years over there. And then I decided that I am going to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to have my own business. Yeah, that didn't go well at all. I could not succeed at anything. I could not make anything work. And many, many years later, I met a man who later became my mentor. And he said to me, he said, Raza, you are working too hard trying to figure things out. He said that you need to stop doing that. Live in a different world and don't try to figure things out. Find people who already have results that you want. Find people who already have the things that you want. And if you resonate with them, then follow their blueprint. That's it. Don't think. And over the past 12 years, that's been my philosophy. And here we are. I get to meet wonderful people like you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you joining me today.
No
Awesome. That's
problem.
a good story and an interesting one. So,
Yeah.
why did you choose this business? Why did you choose this business?
Um, uh, well, I mean, we live in a different world. We're all busy people. And I wanted to, my career in 2020 as a professional speaker came to a complete halt because, my work was dependent on travel and events. And both of those got shut down in 2020. So I wanted to do something else. And one of the things that I like to do is be efficient with my time. I don't want to spend, 8 to 10 hours working to make, 60, 70, 80, $100,000. I want to be efficient. I want to leverage the internet. I want to leverage all kinds of tools to be able to do that. And that's where while I was doing my research in 2020, I found out that any company or individual who had figured out this whole online thing was thriving. And that's where I thought to myself, I'm like, how do I get started here? And that's where an ad came in and kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit, and allowed me to be efficient with my time, right? And be able to build something that works without me being present all the time. So that's what the beauty was of the internet, because it's always on. While you and I are talking, the internet is working. So that's the beauty of it.
Great, awesome, awesome. So, how long have you been in the business?
Since September 2020, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
great. Wow, that's
yeah,
a long time. And
it is a long
how,
time.
like, how has the journey been so far? What was the
It's been,
experience like?
yeah, it's been challenging. It's been growth. It's been learning new things. I mean, I don't come from an experience of running online businesses, so this is all new to me. And but it's been very rewarding in the sense that I have an opportunity to be of service to many people, around the world through this platform. Not only am I a coach in the community, I'm also involved in training new entrepreneurs and training new coaches as well. And not only that, I mean, those are just a byproduct. I didn't know those kind of platforms would be available over here for me, but also, financially, the journey has just been amazing. Within a year and a half, the amount of revenue and total sales that have taken place in my business because of the internet has just blown my mind.
Wow. That's great. Awesome. Awesome. So what will you tell someone that is still skeptical about the business, if this is real or not?
Yeah, I mean, skepticism is okay. I think we all need to be skeptical at some level, but a healthy level of skepticism. If skepticism is keeping you where you are and that's not serving you, for those of you who are looking at this, I want you to think about this. The world has completely changed. We don't live in the same world that we lived in 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Look at where the pricing is going, gas prices, house prices, grocery prices, everything is going up. But when you look at your job, I'm willing to bet your job is not moving as fast. Your wages are not moving as fast. And this is where you look at that you're living in a changed world, but over the past couple of years, you have not taken the opportunity to acquire new skills that will help you navigate this new world that we live in. So my invitation to you is that, there is a different way to earn. There is a different way to gain more time freedom. I always ask this question: what if there was a way that you could work 2 to 3 hours a day and make what you're making in your job right now, spending 8 to 10 hours, right? What would you do with the difference of the hours? So keep an open mind. I think that's one of the biggest things that is needed right now. And do your due diligence. Nobody comes in harm when they do their due diligence. Due diligence is very important instead of just rejecting the ideas.
Wonderful. That's amazing. So one question I have for you. I've seen some of the new business owners, maybe someone new is just trying to join the business, but they are not sure. And maybe they've had a bad experience in the past. So what would you say to them? Like, what can you say to them?
Well, I mean, I've come from bad experiences. I mean, when you go and do something that you've never done before, there is bound to be some kind of setback. That is life. Life is full of setbacks, full of challenges, full of struggles. Just because you made a mistake or something happened that was not in your control in the past does not mean that every single thing that you try to do out of the box in the future is the same thing, right? So you got to learn from your experiences, and then moving forward, make sure that you don't repeat those same mistakes. um, Being an entrepreneur is not a comfortable journey. It's not. I don't think anybody who embarks on a journey of being an entrepreneur goes on the journey because they want to be comfortable. They go on success in anything is a very uncomfortable undertaking. And if you don't want to succeed at something, you don't want to excel, then don't take anything on. Whether you go to a gym to to get fit, it's going to be because you're looking for success in that arena. It's going to be an uncomfortable journey. If you're looking to eat differently and you want to impact your body differently and you want to get healthy or something like that, you might need to cut off some of the things that you're eating and add some new things that you're eating. Success in nutrition is not a comfortable journey, right? So business is the same. Success in being an entrepreneur or digital entrepreneur is not a comfortable journey. it does require you to think differently and do differently. Some people think it's like, I'm working 8 to 10 hours, I don't have time. Well, do you have 2 hours a day? Because you don't need 8 hours to work on a digital business. You don't need that. You need good 2 hours a day dedicated to it. And if you can do that, believe me, 2 hours a day dedicated and overtime can potentially equal your full-time income that you're making in your job. So you do the math.
Great, awesome, awesome. So far in this business, I see that you've been a big inspiration in the community, and everyone has been seeing some of your posts, how you've been a big impact for everyone that is trying to, like even me, myself, and other people who are trying to join the business, some of the action takers and also other coaches. So what motivates you? What's your biggest motivation?
I have an opinion about motivation. Motivation is a very momentary thing. You become motivated and you go to do something, and then, a day later or a few hours later, the motivation is gone. So you can't rely on motivation. I think there's a bigger reason that, to me, I believe that an entrepreneur is a problem solver, period. And to me, if I have been given certain gifts, I've been blessed by the divine, I've been given some things, I want to share those. And whether there's direct compensation to it or not, I want to make sure that I have an opportunity to be of service to others. That is the ultimate goal in life. My purpose in life is not to work all the time. That's not what I'm here to do in this world. My purpose is to be of service to the people who are important to me. And that's my family, my daughter, and all of that stuff, and my community that I am a part of. And that's why I take the time. I'm like, you know what? If people listen to me, then I want to make sure that I can be of help to you, Chioma. I can be of help to others as well, and loan, speak my ideas and vision, and potentially it may help you build your business, and others as well. We have a huge community, and I think helping good people win is really what drives me. One thing about me, a lot of my friends know that about me, is I am a huge fan of the underdogs. When the odds are against you, you're gonna find me on your side. So that's why I do what I do.
Awesome, that's great. So if someone is an introvert, maybe they are too shy to be on social media to do the business, and who
Introverts
can
here.
actually do the
Yep.
so
How
who
can they
can
do the
actually
business?
do the business? Sorry,
Well, I
what
mean,
did you
if you
say?
think about it, yeah, if you think about it, online is kind of a great space for introverts, because we work behind computers. We can do a one-on-one conversation like this, all of that stuff. So I don't think we're in front of crowds and we are speaking, to audiences or anything like that. So I think as an introvert, I think it's a great way to be able to do this. You can formulate your ideas before you create a video. You can, you can do a video and you can have sticky notes beside you, and nobody knows that you've got notes beside you, right? I always have notes. I mean, look at this. I mean, I've got my sticky notes on the side there, right? All the time. So, yeah, absolutely. This is the introvert business. So I would highly recommend that introverts not think of it that you can't do this. Um, Besides, I mean, introvert, extrovert, you can do anything that you set your mind to.
Awesome, that's amazing. So does this business require family or friends to be successful? Does it actually require family or friends?
Um, I don't know whether this business requires or not. That's not the question. I mean, I don't get into the business because I want my family and friends to buy products from me. I use the internet. I mean, that's what, I can reach 7 billion people around the world. I don't need to rely on my family and friends. But the thing about family and friends is they are not your customers. They're not your customers. They're not your ideal clients. Um, so no, the answer is no. And most family and friends probably will not support you in your journey. There will be a small amount of people that will support you and everything like that, but most people won't. So don't take it to heart and don't have your business success rely on your family and friends.
Awesome. So one of the frequent questions I get most of the time is, what is the business all about? So
Yeah.
how would you explain this business to somebody who is still asking, oh, I still don't understand the business? How would you explain it in the simplest term?
Well, I mean, if they watch the webinar, right, and they have watched our pre-coaching call videos and they still don't get it, I might explain it to them. But at the beginning, I don't. I mean, if somebody tells me, sits down in front of me and tells me, Raza, explain me the business, I'll be like, well, watch the webinar. Because my time is not worth spending explaining the business to somebody if they have not watched the tools that we have put in place for them, right? So other than that, I mean, we help people start an online business. Think like, people can understand like a local shop, right? So we help you open kind of an internet shop, if you want to call it. Well, when you walk into a store or a shop in your local area, if the shop is empty, people will be like, yay, great, you're an entrepreneur, you got a shop, but there's nothing in the shop. So what we do is we work with multiple different suppliers and we make sure that we find the ideal customer to come into our shop. And we do that through the internet. That's it.
Awesome. That's great. That's amazing. So far, what's one last word you will leave for the audience so far?
Be bold. Be courageous, because that's what the world requires. The rest of the people won't make it. The world is changing really fast. And I never say be fearless, because I think as long as we're in a human body, we will still have some level of fear. But being fearless is not important. Being courageous is. So be courageous, be bold, and become a legend for your families.
Awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the time you have spent.
You are welcome. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much. And you have yourself a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.